Hi, everyone. This is Andrew Himes in the Oklahoma Conference Communications Office. With all that's going on in the Houston area with Hurricane Harvey, our Bishop Jimmy Nunn asked that we check in on Bishop Robert Hayes, who's living in the area. Many of you have asked about the status of Bishop Hayes and his wife Dee, and he joins us on the phone now from near his home in the Woodlands, Texas. Bishop, thanks for taking time for us today. Tell us how you're doing. I know that you're safe, but without power at this point. Is that right?
Right. My power went out on Sunday evening, about 10 o'clock, and it has not come back on since. We live within a mile and a half of a creek. That's why they call Houston the Bayou City, because there's so many bayous and reservoirs and creeks that run all the rainwater through the bayous to Galveston Bay. And so when you get 25 inches of rain within 2 days, it can't handle that. So all the creeks and bayous fill up and then come out of their banks. And so that's what happened near my home. Spring Creek, which is in the Woodlands, came out of its bank on Monday morning. And I woke up at 3 o'clock Monday morning to see all the streets in my division up to tires in water. I mean, it was about 3 feet deep all around, and really literally right at my front door. And so my wife and I moved everything upstairs in anticipation of it flooding, because everything you see on TV is how the water has come in and flooded people's homes. So we moved everything up and just waited, and the water did not go down, did not recede until late last night. So today is the first day that we were able to actually get out. There was no way to get into us, no way to get out of us. So water never came into the house, and we had provisions, but we're okay. And we just wait for the lights to come on whenever that may be. That may be a day, it may be 2 weeks, but that's where we are in terms of the home and safety.
So you weren't able to leave your home without power for a couple of days. Now you are.
Right.
Where have you gone? Have you just gone out and run errands?
No, as a matter of fact, we weren't able to even pull the car out of the garage. Like I said, we had 3 feet of water in the streets, and it was lapping at the door. And so we were just really isolated within the house for the last 2.5 days, because the tremendous amount of water from the creek had swollen all the streets in the neighborhood. And so no one was able to come and go. As a matter of fact, the entrance into our subdivision was like a rapids where the water was meeting. And I mean, it was, anybody who does kayaking would know, I mean, it was like a rapids making a loud sound. And so it was a day and a half of just watching the water rise and prepared for it to come into the house itself. That's what we were waiting for.
Had you been preparing for that situation for several days before it occurred?
We prepared in terms of provisions, Andrew. We went and got the things that most people need, bread and milk and all kinds of lunch meat and things that you could open with a can opener and all of those kinds of things. We had prepared for provisions, but we did not prepare for the loss of power, or the fact that it would be the floodwaters would be at our door, literally. I mean, you just didn't know that was going to happen. So we were able to stay in the house from Sunday through today on the provisions that we had bought. And we still have some of those, but most of that's going to be wasted now, simply because we have not been able to keep all of it cold. Those things that the things that need, like milk and things, we can't store that. So other than an ice chest, that's about it. So it's like roughing it, but let me just say, being stuck there, no lights or whatever, it has been cool. It hadn't been steaming hot. The rain, it's been raining for the last 6 or 7 days, and the rain has really cooled it a lot, which has made it bearable. In the neighborhood we have close, good neighbors, and so everything has been working well for us, other than the lights and the fact that up until this morning, the floodwaters had not receded.
What's the outlook for the next few days in your area?
Well, I anticipate that it's going to be about another few days before lights and power come back on. I know that the church is beginning now to gather materials and supplies for people who are in need. There's a big effort going on right now at the church to do that. So I think the long range outlook, Andrew, is for us to try to see what we can do to help people who have been displaced, who have lost everything. And for me, I consider myself fortunate and blessed to be able to even be able to, get out of the neighborhood, get to a place where I could help. But the long-term process, it's going to look bleak for the next 2 or 3 weeks at least, and then it's going to take months to restore. I've sort of shared that this is Katrina times 10. It really is that devastating. I mean, entire communities and areas have just been inundated, and you're talking about 50 inches of rain in some places, over the last 6 days.
I know our disaster response team here in Oklahoma has put out kind of their instructions for what to do as far as helping out and stuff like that. What would you tell people in Oklahoma who just want to be able to do something for what's going on down there?
Well, first of all, I would say to them that they have one of the most outstanding disaster response teams in the nation. And I would encourage them to work through Richard Norman and UMCOR and the Red Cross to kind of facilitate their needing to help. I see a lot of people who want to help, but they just don't know how to. If they would facilitate through those organizations that have the means to collect and distribute. UMCOR is a great one. There are places probably within the city. Doing it on your own without direction, it is meaningless. And so I would just say to everyone to really work within the bounds and confines that you have there in the conference. I was fortunate to be able to work with them through the Moore tornadoes and ice storms and things like that. So I would just urge people to do that and not try to just solo it and do it all on their own.
Well, Bishop, we thank you very much, and glad to know that you're safe and hope the recovery effort goes well.
Well, we send our regards to the people of Oklahoma. We thank them for their prayers. Many have reached out to us, but we are within a community of faith that is vibrant and alive, and I'm happy to be a part of that. And we're just thankful that God has blessed us, and now we need to turn around and bless others, and that's what I intend to do.
Bishop, thank you for your time today. If you'd like to learn more about the Oklahoma Conference's relief efforts, we have links posted on our conference website, okumc.org, as well as on Oklahoma United Methodist Disaster Response.org.